Michael Brennan, a former IT employee who was recently fired, is desperately searching for a job after blowing the whistle on his old company. In the midst of his struggle, he stumbles upon a strange job listing: night shift receptionist at Whispering Pines Motel, offering $50 an hour with no experience required. Though he finds it odd, Michael accepts the job as he has no other options. When he arrives to start work, an old man hands him a list of strange rules, including turning off the sign at 11:15 p.m., not using the ice machine between 2 to 4 a.m., answering a call at 3:33 a.m. for exactly 66 seconds without responding, and importantly, not mentioning room 237. Initially, Michael thinks it's just a joke, but on his first night, he realizes every rule has a reason. A series of bizarre events occur. Loud banging from the ice machine, a guest with a blank face, and a 3:33 a.m. call that knows everything about him. By 5:55 a.m., Michael is in a panic, hiding in the storage room to avoid a terrifying entity lurking outside. Despite his fear, he decides to return for a second shift. This time, there's a new rule: if you see a girl in a white dress, don't open the door no matter what she says. When the girl appears, pleading for help, Michael almost breaks the rule, but he notices something is off. As soon as he's rejected, the girl's face changes, turning into something horrifying. The supernatural events escalate, and Michael begins to recall vague memories of his past. An anonymous message appears: "The past always catches up, Michael." As everything starts to make sense, he realizes that Whispering Pines is not just a haunted motel but is connected to his own life in ways he never expected. After the first haunting night at Whispering Pines Motel, Michael Brennan decides to return for his second shift, despite feeling terrified. This time he receives a new rule: if you see a girl in a white dress, don't open the door no matter what she says. This makes him uneasy, but he tries to follow the rule. When his shift begins, things seem quieter. Michael tries to settle into the rhythm of the job, but the feeling of being watched never leaves him. Around midnight, he hears a knock at the door. Looking through the security camera, he sees a girl about 7 to 8 years old, wearing a white dress, standing outside with a sad expression. The girl keeps pleading, "Please open the door. I'm lost. I'm so scared." Michael hesitates. The guilt almost pushes him to open the door, but he remembers the rule just in time. He decides to ignore the girl. As soon as he refuses, her face changes. Her eyes become hollow, and her smile twists into something grotesque before she vanishes into the night. Later, more strange occurrences take place. The room door opens by itself, lights flicker uncontrollably, and whispers come from the ice machine. Most chillingly, Michael receives an anonymous text: "Do you remember now, Michael? The past always catches up." This makes him panic. Faint memories surface, an image of a girl standing by the door in the past. As dawn approaches, Michael realizes he can no longer ignore the strange happenings at Whispering Pines. Everything here isn't just supernatural, it's tied to his own life. Why was he chosen for this job? And why does his past seem to be haunting him? The answers must be somewhere in the motel, and Michael has to find them before it's too late. After the second haunting shift, Michael Brennan begins to understand that Whispering Pines Motel is not just an ordinary motel. The strange events he's witnessing are not merely supernatural, they are connected to him in a way he can't explain. On his next shift, Michael feels uneasy right from the start. The atmosphere in the motel feels heavier, and he always has the sense that someone is watching him. When he checks the security camera, he notices a figure standing still in the parking lot. It's a tall, thin man in an old suit, staring blankly at the front desk. When Michael blinks, the figure disappears. Before he can calm down, the phone at the front desk rings. Michael picks it up, but all he hears is heavy breathing. A low, gravelly voice slowly says, "You can't run forever, Michael." He quickly hangs up, but the voice lingers in his head. As the night deepens, the strange occurrences increase. The lights in the hallway flicker uncontrollably, the windows open by themselves despite no wind, and Michael feels something moving behind him whenever he turns away. This time he can't ignore it any longer. Going through the motel's register, Michael uncovers a horrifying truth. His name appears on the staff list from many years ago, even though he only recently started. Deeper in the records he finds a note: Michael Brennan, missing in 2003. His heart races and his mind spins with questions. Had he been here before? Why can't he remember? The mystery of Whispering Pines Motel becomes more terrifying. Now, Michael realizes he's not just an ordinary employee, he's part of the terrifying story unfolding here. After discovering his name in the staff records from years ago along with the note about his disappearance in 2003, Michael Brennan feels like the world around him is collapsing. Faint memories flash through his mind, fragmented images of himself behind the front desk, familiar but blurry hallways, and something watching him from the darkness. He can't tell what's real anymore. Determined to uncover the truth about his past, Michael combs through the motel's old files, the faded records over time. Among them, he finds an old article from 2003 titled, "Mysterious Disappearance of Receptionist at Whispering Pines Motel." The article includes a picture of a young man, him unmistakably. But the strange part is he doesn't remember any of that time. As he reads, there's a knock at the door. Michael jumps. On the security camera, he sees the man in the old suit from the previous night standing outside the front door, still with his empty eyes. This time, instead of disappearing, he slowly raises his hand and points directly at him through the screen. The phone on the front desk rings again. Michael reluctantly picks up. The gravelly voice on the other end says, "Do you remember now?" Michael's heart races. He grips the phone tightly, but his throat is dry and no words come out. It feels as though an invisible hand is tightening around his mind, dragging him into an endless nightmare. Images continue to flood back. He sees himself running down the hallway, the door to room 203 wide open with impenetrable darkness inside. And then, a cold hand grabs him from behind. Michael spins around, but there's no one there. Outside the window, the sky is pitch black, and the trees sway violently as if warning him about something. He knows he can't run anymore. It's time to face the truth and find out what really happened to him in 2003. Michael Brennan stands frozen in the front desk office, his mind whirling with rising memories. Faint images from the past keep appearing, dim lights from the front desk, footsteps echoing down empty hallways, and the feeling of being watched. Everything seems to be leading him toward a horrifying truth he's not ready to face. He sits down, his hands shaking as he flips through the old newspapers, his eyes stopping on a headline, "Mysterious Disappearance at Whispering Pines Motel, Receptionist Vanishes Without a Trace." Beneath it is a photo of a young man. It's him, but not the current him. A chill runs down Michael's spine as he realizes this can't just be a mistake. As he sinks deeper into thought, he suddenly senses something is wrong. Everything around him becomes eerily silent, as if the outside world has disappeared. Michael glances at the security camera screen, empty hallways, except for a shadowy figure standing motionless outside room 203. He feels a chill fill his lungs as his heart pounds. The phone on the front desk rings, breaking the silence. Michael picks it up, but before he can speak, a whispering voice comes through. "Go back to room 203. His body freezes. He knows he can't avoid it any longer. Taking a deep breath, Michael steps out of the office, walking down the long hallway, each step echoing in the eerie quiet. When he reaches room 203, his hand trembles as he grasps the doorknob. The door opens, revealing only endless darkness inside. No furniture, no bed, no lights, just an empty space. But as soon as he steps in, a cold wind blows past him, and a familiar voice whispers in his ear. "You've been here before. You never left." The darkness engulfs Michael, and the door slams shut behind him.